Mahumeli Mteto, faculty member from Maluti Adventist College. And during our graduation for 2024, I have with me Pastor Khoeli, the Lesotho Conference President of SDA Church. Thank you so much for joining us and honoring our invite.
Thank you so much.
Okay. So, since it's our graduation, what would you say, or how can you say graduates can maintain a strong spiritual foundation in a rapidly changing world, especially after receiving Adventist education?
Thank you so much, Marahaba. The most important thing that our students can do in order to maintain the spiritual warmth is that wherever they go, I know many of them are going to get jobs. Wherever they go, find a local church. I would recommend, as a pastor of the Seventh Adventist Church, I would recommend that they find a Seventh Adventist Church somewhere in the neighborhood. Maintain a regular attendance to church. That will keep them on a spiritual high. And then secondly, of course, they need to study their Bibles. They need to, ensure that their families maintain, daily prayer. Ensure that even as they interact with patients, they learned here that even when you nurse the body, but also nurse the mind spiritually, and that will help to keep them spiritually fit. I think that's very important.
Thank you so much. So what I take from what you're saying is that fellowship is important.
Highly important.
They have begun their relationship with God.
Jesus, yes.
It does not end here at the college.
No.
Whilst they're going there to pursue their careers,
yes.
They should maintain fellowship, find a church.
Absolutely. In the vicinity somewhere. Yeah. The good thing is that the Adventist Church is all over Lesotho.
True.
Yes. Most towns, you have a church somewhere. Yeah, and the elders will be there, ready to welcome them, and the pastors will be there, ready to feed them spiritually. And also, as they interact with members, it will help. That will help them to grow. Yeah, so fellowship is key.
Thank you so much. So that is to maintain the Adventist education that they have just received here.
Yes.
Okay. So what role do you believe faith should play in shaping their professional decisions when they go there and just start pursuing their careers?
Thank you so much. Many people, when they pursue professional life, they think, if you're a teacher, they think it's all about the chalk,
going to
class, students, and those like career-oriented things. But the important thing about Adventism is that we believe in the combination of faith and learning. That's our philosophy. We believe that unless the head, which is the intellect, the heart, which is the spiritual, the hand, which is the physical, if those things are not all empowered, this professional is lopsided. They will not succeed in life. They may be successful in the classroom. They may be, successful in the ward, in the hospital, but their lives will not be a model that people will look forward to and want to emulate. So, but if you include all the three aspects that I've just mentioned, the head, the heart, and the hand, you make a very wholesome person. Because obviously, spirituality, unless it is the center, things will lose equilibrium. But when you bring spirituality at the center, everything else falls into place, because spirituality obviously governs all aspects of life. Spirituality governs what you eat, what you drink, how you dress, places you go to, things you say, how you say them, all of that. Spirituality governs all of that. what you do when you interact with patients, if you're a nurse or even a doctor, and that makes if you put Christ as a center, it will make patients to find comfort in you, just being you. Even if you are failing professionally, but if you are a person that people can approach and talk to you, because many times, today, most people are sick mentally.
True.
Psychologically.
That is very true.
While maybe the body is fine, but you find that the psychological people are struggling. But if they find a nurse who may not be excelling maybe in the other, professional career, oriented things, but socially somebody can be approachable, that can heal a lot of people.
That is true.
Yes.
And adding on what you're saying, actually the recent literature shows that as a country, Lesotho is one of the highest countries with the prevalence of mental health illnesses.
Right. Absolutely right.
And when you...
Two things I've noted, yes, you're right. Absolutely, I'm in full agreement with what you're saying, because Lesotho ranks high in issues of violence. Lesotho ranks high, or maybe low, it's one of the lowest countries in terms of happiness. I've seen happiness studies, which are you see them online, and Lesotho is very low in those things. But I believe if we can ensure that spirituality becomes a center, I think we'll change our country for good.
So another thing, whilst you're speaking, you're saying that we have to remember that we are not just nurses, the graduates, they are not just nurses. They have to remember their intrinsic self. And they have to remember the spiritual aspect to who they are.
Absolutely.
And I remember in the book of John where it says, you shall worship the Lord in truth and in spirit. So that should be one of the scriptures that they take with them whilst they're pursuing or beginning their careers, that in everything that they do, they should worship the Lord in truth
and truth.
Yes.
Many people maintain truth.
But what about the spirit?
It's very cold and so remote.
Dry.
And, and dry. Yes.
And dry, yes. Wow. Yes. So they should pursue being open and be willing to help people. And people, when they see them, they should know that I can actually approach this person.
Easily. Without feeling intimidated.
Okay.
But know that, I can approach them and I know I'll be accepted as a human being.
Okay.
Created in the image of God. Yes.
Wow. Just like the pledge that they took to say that they shall take in no consideration the race, the...
Absolutely. Yeah.
Wow.
Not everyone without a discrimination. Yes.
Yeah, true.
And that's intrinsically being a Christian.
That is true.
You will not serve people with kindness, with humility, without undermining people, unless Christ is a center. So I believe this is the Christian foundation of education. I believe is the best things that our students, I hope they have acquired in studying in this place. I'm privileged, by the way, that I believe this one when they were doing first year in 2020. Oh, I was here 2022.
Okay.
So, but at least I contributed somewhat.
Somehow.
Yes,
you definitely did.
Yeah.
You definitely did.
Yes.
Because another student did say that they got baptized when they were in third year, the ones who are graduating now. So perhaps it was one of the week of prayer that they had, and then they heard the word and decided, I am following the Lord. Yes. Thank you so much. And from what you're saying, because when you talk about being holistical about our spiritual life, you're reminding me of the scripture that says the fruit of the Spirit.
Yes.
Because the fruit of the Spirit encompasses so many things, and if one possesses the fruit of the Spirit, they'll be able to pursue their profession in a way that does not bring disgrace to the church or God Himself.
In fact, the fruit of the Spirit, you can keep the law all you like. Without the fruit of the Spirit, you have not started. Because the fruit of the Spirit makes one true human, true human. Like I said, people who can be approached without intimidation, people who obviously love, center of it all, kindness, goodness,
endurance,
joy, peace, long
yes,
suffering,
yes, self-control,
resilience, yes.
Which is part of the theme of the graduation. Thank you so much, Pastor Khoeli, for this. I also feel like I'm being ministered to right now. I'm serious. As much as you're addressing the graduates, but I also feel like I'm being ministered to say, okay, so I need to go and reflect back, read back the Word of God, and make amendments here and there. So
I like it that you bring up the verses even as you speak. I didn't refer to any verse,
it's okay,
but I'm talking about them.
Yes,
in
true.
general. But you are bringing specific verses that wow. I'm like wow. We have another pastor here.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Pastor Khoeli.
So very welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
So there you have it. We have Pastor Khoeli, our Lesotho Conference president, and he just addressed the graduates that it's very important for you as graduates to pursue the Adventist education that you just got here, and to also pursue the fellowship. Get a local church whilst you're pursuing your careers, whilst you're beginning your careers. Get a local church, get served, and also pursue stewardship and grow spiritually whilst you're doing all that. Thank you so much.